1, 2. Party people in the place to be. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Oh, yes, interactive. This is perfect. Well, welcome to our 2015 Distinguished Leadership and Excellence Awards. This is actually our first ever collaboration with this event. We are collaborating with two end-of-the-year ceremonies normally hosted by Academic Affairs and CSIRP and Student Affairs in the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership. And this year, Iram Martinez and Lori Lehman took the leadership and had a vision of bringing it together. And so I'm hoping that you enjoy this evening. How did you enjoy the reception? Did everyone take pictures? I think I photobombed everyone's pictures. My name is Michelle Perez, and I am your Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, and I am so excited to have you here this evening. I wanted to first talk with you a little bit about the importance of co-curricular involvement. God bless you. When you enter the student union, there's a quote that we have on one of our walls when you walk in, and it's, "Tell me and I forget. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I understand." That is our mission when we talk about getting and engaging our students in co-curricular opportunities inside and outside of the classroom. And so when students take advantage of social, civic, Greek life, athletic, and political endeavors, it really advances not only this mission of getting our students involved and engaged and remembering and understanding, but it enables our students to themselves directly see themselves impacting the community and having an impact on others. It shows our students and gives us an opportunity to impact our campus, our region, our nation, and our global community. And so tonight is this opportunity for us to recognize you and your efforts in these endeavors. And I'm so excited to have this opportunity to do this. And so I wanted to thank all of our students for collaborating with one another and with departments across campus and with our partners in the community in ensuring the future of our nation, of our campus, of our community, and of our global society. Choosing the recipients of these awards this evening was not an easy task. There's a small committee with representatives from the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership, CSIRP, and student organizations that reviewed many, many, many nominations. This small committee was comprised of a handful of folks, but I wanted to make sure to acknowledge a few at this point in our ceremony. The first, you'll notice we have two photographers, Aaron Jaffe. Hey, take a picture of the crowd, yeah. And Nicole Guy. So I wanted to thank you for taking time today with us. Randy Krismer and Curtis Silverwood absolutely contributed immensely to tonight's ceremony. And wanted to give a special thanks to our graduate assistant at the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership, Christy Lewis, for all your work that you put together in doing this evening. So this committee reviewed nominations that were submitted for 3 categories. The categories were excellence in programming, student involvement and leadership, and excellence in service and civic engagement. We received many nominations from nominators who took the time to put forth some really thoughtful nominations about our students and student organizations and advisors and colleagues across the campus. It made the committee's decisions extremely difficult, which is a good thing. And so I wanted to take a moment now to thank those of you who took the time to recognize others. And so I applaud you as nominators. So let's begin. The first awards are for student organizations that have demonstrated an excellence in programming in their organization's categories. And there are 7 club categories. If you walk through the corridors of the Student Union here in the Memorial Center, you'll see our bulletin boards are dedicated to each of the 7 categories that we have of student organizations. And so there is Excellence in Programming dedicated to each of those categories. And so each of these recipients of these categories have already received their awards, so I'm going to ask that the winning organizations please stand and stay at your seats to be recognized and remain standing until all awardees have been announced. And then please hold your applause until the end, until all awards have been announced. If there is one of these 7 recipients that has not received their certificate yet, the certificate is waiting for you at the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership, so I invite you to join us there afterwards to get that. And so, let's begin. The Award for Excellence in Academic Programming goes to the International Association for Emergency Managers for their preparedness programming this past September, which brought together students, faculty, staff, and external entities such as FEMA, Lancaster Emergency Management, and Blue Rock Fire Rescue for the university's first Preparedness Day. The Award for Excellence in Arts and Culture Programming goes to Fashion at Heart for their stewardship in planning their annual fashion show, which draws amazing crowds every year. The Award for Excellence in Diversity Programming goes to Shaq Glover, Multicultural Programs Intern for the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership, for his work on the very first MU Pride Fest. This event drew nearly 400 people from all walks of life and filled the Smack Promenade with lights, music, and entertainment. The Award for Excellence in Greek Life Programming goes to Alpha Sigma Alpha. For their fundraising efforts for their philanthropy, they raised over $1,500 with one scrapbooking event where over 50 ladies attended. The Award for Excellence in Service and Civic Engagement Programming goes to the Disability Student Union for their long ADA Legacy Tour event in the fall semester. Additionally, this event connected students with disability advocate groups nationally and opened the doors for the first students with intellectual disabilities as they attended Millersville University and live in the residence halls. The Award for Excellence in Spiritual Programming goes to Footprints Praise Dance Ministry for their Love Cafe program. Attendance at this event has grown each year, and now other groups in the community are hosting smaller, similar events to allow people to express their talents. And the 7th and final award in this category for excellence in sports and leisure programming goes to the Cycling Club for their work with the president and the inaugural American Dream Ride, which provides scholarship opportunities to university students. The efforts of all 7 of these organizations are memorialized on engraved plaques within the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership. Please give these organizations a strong round of applause. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to invite our president, Dr. John Anderson, and Christy Lewis to join me on the stage as we invite the recipients of the Student Involvement and Leadership Awards category to the stage. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. I'll be announcing the award, and then I'll announce the recipient. And I know you're going to want to applaud, but I'm going to ask you to hold on to the applause, because while that person is going to walk up the stage here on the right staircase here, they're going to walk this way. The president's going to give them a hug. That's right. Take a picture. If they want to give me a hug, that'd be cool too. But while they're walking up here, I will be reading a little something about them. And then once I finish reading, then you could applaud, stand up, throw flowers. It'll be great. All righty? So, ready? A lot of awards. Yes, there's a lot of awards, a lot of great things happening. Okay. For the Student Employee of the Year, this is presented to Mr. William Myers. William has been a SHARP team ambassador and CAP team member since the fall of 2013. In this position, he provides positive experiences to those visiting Millersville University through the various events that the admissions office hosts throughout the year. As a CAP team member, he also provides positive reinforcement, encouragement, training, and guidance to other SHARP team members. William generally wants to help others in need, and it often goes the extra mile to help, okay? He is also involved with intramural sports, the Middle Eastern Studies Organization, and the Lancaster Rec Work and the Lancaster Rec working as a summer camp counselor. Thank you, William, for all your hard work. The next award is for the Peer Health Educator of the Year. This award is presented to Ms. Jennifer Livingstone. Jennifer became a peer educator in the fall of 2014. She immediately demonstrated her passion and commitment to the position by researching and suggesting new ways the peer educators could have an impact on campus. Her passion for helping others has been a driving force in motivating other peers to excel, and she has tirelessly worked to ensure that everything she does has been done to the best of her ability. Thank you, Jennifer, for making a difference on campus. The next award is for Orientation Leader of the Year. This award is presented to Mr. Ryan Lucas. Ryan was an orientation leader in the fall of 2014. He always encouraged others to get involved and meet new people and shared his positive attitude with those around him. Thank you, Ryan, for leaving an impact on your peers, and keep up the great work, Ryan. Okay, this next award is for Female Intramural Athlete of the Year. And this award is presented to Ms. Rachel Kleinfelter. Rachel has been the most active female participant in intramurals this year. She's participated on 14 intramural teams, played in 62 games, and won 43 of those games. Congratulations, Rachel.
Wow.
Single-handedly. The next award is for Male Intramural Athlete of the Year. And this award is presented to Mr. Daniel Ernst. And I don't think that he was able to be here with us this evening, so I'll just share with you some of his numbers. Daniel has been the most active participant in intramurals this year. He participated in 17 intramural teams, played 70 games, and won 52 of those games. Bananas. It's awesome. Okay, our next award is Club Sport of the Year. Yay, give it up for Daniel. Yeah. I'd like to see an award for the most participation from a faculty or staff member in intramural recreational sports next year. Don't hold your breath, he said. All right, our next award is Club Sport of the Year. This award is presented to the Ice Hockey Club. The ice hockey team are the regular season champions of the Colonial States College Hockey Conference. They raised $2,050 for the Boys and Girls Club of Lancaster as their fall charitable program, and $1,475 for the American Cancer Society as their spring charitable program. They dedicated one hockey game as a tribute to veterans and raised money for the Wounded Warrior Project. They have completed all paperwork on time and remain one of the most organized club sports on campus. Keep up the great work, ice hockey. Our next award is Club Sport President of the Year. This award is presented to the Ultimate Frisbee Club President, Ms. Sarah Kobilars. Sarah took over as president of the organization this past year and helped bring the Ultimate Frisbee Club up to the top in terms of club sport organizations. She is always turning in paperwork on time and running the club in the most efficient manner. Sarah coordinated travel for the club, including making arrangements for the club to attend the Jersey Devil Tournament, the Carl Melander Tournament, the F&M Tournament, the Princeton University Tournament, in addition to several tournaments in the spring semester. Great work, Sarah. Next, we will present the award for Greek Man of the Year. This year, the Greek Man of the Year is Anthony Siliberto. Anthony is currently the president of Lambda Chi Alpha and the president of All Greek Council. He recently traveled to Texas A&M to represent Millersville at a conference for Greek life. He also works very hard to make Greek activities more recognized on campus and improve the relationships between fellow Greek chapters and other student organizations on campus. Thank you for being an outstanding leader, Anthony. Woo-wee. All right. This next award is for Greek Woman of the Year. And this year's Greek woman is Ms. Danielle Kieser. Danielle has been a great leader to the Panhellenic Conference. She has been instrumental in instilling cohesion and commitment to the Panhellenic sororities at Millersville University and helping the PHC grow this semester. Danielle is a charismatic leader who leads by example in the classroom and in her sorority commitment to Alpha Sigma Alpha. Please join us in congratulating Danielle in this award. This next award is for Outstanding Student Organization of the Year, and I am happy to present this award this year to the Psychology Club. This year, the Psychology Club has gone through many changes. They have revised their mission statement, core values, and club goals. They have significantly increased their membership, raised over $1,000 for the Four Diamonds Fund as part of the Minithon, and collected over 1,000 food products as part of their annual food drive. And they often deliver meals and provide child care for the Clare House in Lancaster, which serves homeless women and children to help get them back on their feet. Well done, Psychology Club. Our next award is for the Student Organization Officer of the Year. And this award is presented to Ms. Karineri Sanchez, president of the Color of Teaching Mentoring Program. Kari has been a member of this organization as a mentee since she was a junior in high school. Her active involvement in the program at a young age influenced her decision to attend Millersville University. Since attending Millersville, she has served in a number of offices in the organization. As president, she goes above and beyond the call of duty to make a positive impact on Millersville students, as well as the students' organization mentors. Because Kari is such a successful role model and advocate for the university, students and parents in school districts of Lancaster look to her as a support for them. She often volunteers her time to visit schools and conduct lunch chats promoting the color of teaching and organizes fundraisers for the community to support the school district of Lancaster. Thank you so much, Kari. This next award is also for Student Organization Member of the Year, and this award is presented to Mr. Justin Miller as a student senator. This year's Student Senate has worked very hard to make changes to the student activity fee allocation process for student organizations. Justin has been advocating for these changes to be made for a long time and has worked very hard to make them possible. This revamped funding process allows a greater number of students to have access to this money and allows Student Senate to support them more fully in the ways they need. Justin is an extremely active member of the campus community and takes on the mentorship role with his students, that wish to become more influential on campus. This past year, Justin has volunteered at the campus cupboard, participated in the Brookwood cleanup, and volunteered his time to build the set for the University Theater production of Rent. Congratulations, Justin. This next award is for Advisor of the Year. And this year's Advisor of the Year is Dr. Deborah Vredenberg Rudy, Psychology Club Advisor. Dr. Vredenberg Rudy has helped the Psychology Club make changes this year, as you have heard about earlier. She is always available to help the students involved in this club, as well as any of her students. She attends every board meeting and general meeting that she can, and she is involved with organizations off campus as well as well, such as Pet Guardians, which finds foster homes for pets. She brings her knowledge of the field to the psychology club, as well as her passion for the work of psychologists. Many students in the department look up to her and recognize her outstanding efforts. Thank you so much, Deborah. The next award is for Community Service Project of the Year. This award is presented to the Society on Latino Affairs for their involvement with the Campground for the Boys and Girls Club. Whoop, whoop. The organization brought a very large group of students to help do work at the campground during the Into the Streets Community Service Project. The leader of the Boys and Girls Club at that event was very pleased with the work that the group did, as well as their willingness to work hard and just jump in. Great work, Sola. Felicidades. Next, we will present the award for Philanthropic Project of the Year. And this award is presented to Lambda Chi Alpha for their Feeding America food drive. In the fall of 2014, Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity raised over 9,000 pounds of food for Feeding America. The food that they raised went directly to the Central PA Food Bank to feed people in the surrounding community. Each year, the fraternity tries to raise more food than they did the year before. This year, the group raised over 1,000 more pounds of food than they did last year. Keep up the great work, gentlemen. This next award is for Student Program of the Year. And this year's award goes to the Concert Committee for their work on this year's spring concert with Mac Miller, co-chaired by Sierra McGee and Kevin Kaiser. This event was one for the history books. The concert sold out nearly 2,000 tickets in a record time of what appeared to be like 2 hours, if not faster. The entire event was well organized and highly orchestrated. Great job, Concert Committee. Our last set of awards are for Student Leader of the Year. With this award, we recognize the students from each academic year for their leadership excellence throughout the year. Our Freshman Student Leader of the Year is presented to Ms. Elizabeth Thompson. As a freshman, it takes a lot of hard work and courage to decide to jump into a big leadership role without understanding exactly what you're getting yourself into. Lizzie did not have that problem. When the treasurer position in the University Activities Board suddenly became open in the fall semester, Lizzie had the courage to jump right in. Since then, she has been a great asset to the organization and has become a member of the SHARP team. Lizzie was recently elected as one of the special events chairs to the University Activities Board for next year. Keep working hard, Lizzie, and congratulations. Our Sophomore Student of the Leader of the Year award is presented to Mr. Elijah Green. As a sophomore, Elijah has jumped into and taken on many leadership roles. He is a student senator, a member of the Swans for Kids, a member of the National Association for Music Education, a resident assistant, a banking center employee, and is traveling to India this summer to teach. In his involvement on campus, his peers look up to him as a voice of reason and maturity, and he inspires those around him with his dedication and hard work. Thank you for all of your contributions, Elijah. Our Junior Student Leader of the Year award is presented to Ms. Kelly Milligan. Kelly has taken on many leadership roles over the past few years. From November 2013 to November 2014, she was one of the orientation student managers. With this position, she was responsible for orientation scheduling, orientation publishing, and working with orientation leaders, the week of orientation. Last year, Kelly was the treasurer for the all-campus musical organization, and this year she is president. Kelly is a very hard worker and is the advocate for students getting involved on campus. Thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. Congratulations, Kelly. And our Senior Student Leader of the Year Award is presented to Ms. Casey Stover. Casey is currently serving as a student manager of the peer educators at the Center for Health Education and Promotion. She has been a peer educator for 3 years and served as the project lead for the Sexual Health Project last year. Casey also received the 2014 Peer Educator of the Year Award from the Center for Health Education's national affiliate, the Bacchus Network. As student manager, Casey has made it a priority to help the peer educators improve their accountability to each other and to their work responsibilities. She strives to be a positive role model in all of her efforts on campus while balancing a heavy course load as a chemistry major. Along with being the student manager for the peer educators, she is also the president of the MU dance team. According to her nominator, she demonstrates balance, commitment, passion, and dedication in everything she commits herself to. Congratulations, Casey. Woo! It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Victor DeSantis, Associate Provost for Civic and Community Engagement and Dean of the College of Graduate and Professional Studies, to the podium to recognize our next category of award recipients. Thank you. You want that there?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle. This is indeed a wonderful evening, and I'm left wondering this very important question. When do these young people sleep? The amount of service and the passion is just absolutely amazing. So I have the privilege of announcing some of our major civic and community engagement awards this evening that go to folks other than some of our worthy students. At Millersville University, our institutional commitment to serving the community is a culmination of many decades of substantial and continuing community outreach by our faculty, by our staff, and most importantly, as we've just witnessed, our students. Millersville University's mission and current strategic plan, Our Bold Path, focuses our efforts on engaging, inspiring, and enabling our student leaders to contribute positively to local and global communities. We are classified by the Carnegie Foundation as a community engagement institution. That is part of our culture here at Millersville. And our culture and our commitment to civic engagement has been recognized nationally as we are an award-winning institution from the President's Honor Roll for community service. We are awarded we have won the award this past year and in several other years in the distinction category, one of only a handful of Pennsylvania institutions and the only public institution to achieve this honor. So our commitment to civic engagement and serving our community runs absolutely deep in our ethos on our campus. The Civic and Community Engagement Research Project, CSIRP as it's known, is our vehicle that fosters these civic and community engagement relationships. It is certainly central to our mission, and we've been honoring those people that we believe exemplify this civic and community engagement commitment for the past 7 years. Tonight, we are so pleased, and again, I echo Michelle's comments, we're so pleased that we could partner with CSIL to deliver one larger event that honors civic and community engagement and brings all of our programs and all of our celebration into one nice evening. And so I also extend my thanks to Lori Lehman and to Idam Martinez for helping to make sure that this event was planned and executed in absolutely great fashion. So again, thank you to our two folks that led teams of people that made this happen. The first CSIRP awards this evening are for student leaders who have demonstrated commitment to civic and community engagement. Our first student award winner is Ms. Shayna Drenning. Shayna has worked with the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation for many years. She has contributed many hours and solicited hundreds of donations and participated in numerous MS walks for charity. She works hard as an advocate for MS and makes sure everyone she is in contact with is educated on its symptoms and the disease itself. This year, she will captain her own team during the MS Walk in Lancaster. Those with MS live a difficult lifestyle. Her cousin lives this lifestyle every day, and some days Shayna witnesses how difficult that journey is. Through her education and awareness, she provides people with donated funds to support research for better medicine and health to all those that are afflicted. Shayna is also active in many other organizations, such as the Society of Latino Affairs, the Middle Eastern Student Organization, and she's also the Peace Corps Student Ambassador for Millersville University. Thank you, Shayna, for serving the needs of others on such a regular basis. The next student award winner this evening is Ms. Christine Person. Christine started the Millersville Minithon last year to help raise money to support families of pediatric cancer. In addition to helping start the event, she also assists in smaller fundraisers planned year-round. She's on the Honors College Student Association Board as their community service chair. In addition to working to help her community, she's also on the Dean's List and is on the National Council for Teachers of Mathematics as the student representative. The Minithon, as an example, the Minithon that Christine helped to found and run raised $8,000 in its first year at the university, and last week raised another $14,000. This money went directly to the Four Diamonds Fund, an organization that helps families with pediatric cancer who are treated at Hershey Medical. She's an excellent student who never ceases to seek out challenges that better herself and their community. She's a natural leader and is described as one person who never shies away from responsibility, and through her work provides an example to those around her of what you can do with a passion and a hard-working attitude. She is a wonderful example of leadership, dedication, and altruism. Congratulations, Christine. Our next award is for a Millersville University faculty or staff member who has built a model for engaging young people in personal and social change through his or her work in and out of the classroom, and in this case, on and off the football field. Mr. Jeff Richter, Millersville's assistant football coach, is the community service coordinator for the football team. He helped implement the Marauder Scholar Incentive. In this program, our football team performed over 1,700 hours of community service to Millersville, Lancaster, and surrounding communities last school year. They have already this year amassed over 600 hours of community service. The players and coaches consistently attempt to give back to the community in meaningful ways. Some of the major events that the team has been involved with: the team shaved their heads to help raise money for childhood cancer for the St. Baldrick's event. They raised over $3,000 in hair. All right, that's excellent. The team spent hours cleaning up Buchanan Park as part of an organized Lancaster community event. And the team also gave back in their own discipline by coaching youth football for Conestoga Youth Football League every Thursday night during the 2014 season. In Jeff's role as community service coordinator for the football program, he has a vehicle to further the growth of these young men in the program, and his leadership, community service, and positive interaction are making a difference with these young men every day. Jeff, thank you and congratulations. Our next award winners this evening are for two exemplary community partners. Partners that we have gotten to know on campus as friends of Millersville and as community partners that are doing absolutely great work in their fields. The first nonprofit and engaged community partner that we want to extend our appreciation to is Mr. Robert Cooper. During the past 5 years, Bob Cooper has worked tirelessly to raise community awareness of the challenges that face children with a parent in prison and their caregivers. First steps included creation of the group known as the Children of Incarcerated Parents Network of Lancaster County, now entitled Ambassadors of Hope. This group has allowed representative government organizations and human service organizations to network and share their passion with their interests in the welfare of children of incarcerated parents. This group has also engaged in community education efforts by developing a website of essential information and preparing brochures on the needs of and services available to children affected by parental incarceration. Most importantly, Bob Cooper has advocated successfully for the creation of a new position of family advocate who will reach out to Lancaster County children with a parent in prison to assure that their caregivers have the resources they need. His efforts to the Lancaster community are tireless and priceless. Thank you so much, Bob, and congratulations. The second partner award goes to Mr. Andy McCormick. Andy is the Vice President of, I love this title, COCO Sustainability. Who can't be in favor of COCO Sustainability? He's the Vice President of COCO Sustainability at Hershey Company. In early 2013, a group of people, including Dr. John Wallace of Millersville, decided to try to coordinate efforts in an attempt to bring Buruli ulcer patients in Africa. Buruli ulcer is a flesh-eating bacteria that is moving throughout West Africa. It is one of the 17 neglected tropical diseases and is arguably the most neglected, as very little international assistance is available to combat this deadly disease. Andy agreed to represent Hershey in this battle, and as part of his effort, convinced the chairman of the Hershey Company, Mr. Jim Nevels, to become spokesman for the fledgling group, the End Buruli Ulcer Alliance. As of this event, more than $50,000 has been raised, and the group funded its first project in Ghana, as well as supported some of Dr. Wallace's research into the modes of transportation. Now, as we are in 2015, the project is expanding, and other groups are coming in to help provide safe water, sanitation, and additional surveillance. Every time this happens, it means reducing suffering for patients and water for thousands of people. All of this is happening under Andy's leadership, and we thank Andy for being a shining example and saving lives worldwide. We just got to meet Dr. John Wallace, who accepted the award tonight on behalf of his friend and colleague, Mr. Andy McCormick. At this time, I have the pleasure of turning over the podium to President John Anderson, our president, to present a very, very special presidential award and to also introduce our keynote speaker. Dr. Anderson?
Thank you, Dean DeSantis. So there's a theme that's running strong tonight, and I congratulate the organizers of this combined event, because what we see here is an integration of student leadership and civic engagement. That's the theme. And it's so important to instill those values in our students through their educational experience at Millersville University. And I have the pleasure of going around and meeting a lot of CEOs of presidents of organizations, and I always ask them, what do you expect from our graduates? And they'll talk about excellent communication skills, teamwork, the ability to problem solve, the ability to have a global perspective on everything that they do, and the commitment to serve their community. That's what we do at Millersville. And it's so important because the combination of leadership and civic engagement is what drives our society. We are very fortunate in this world to live in a free society, but it doesn't come without a cost. And the cost is involvement and engagement with your community. And the award recipients tonight exemplify that. And the awards I'm about to announce tonight are truly exemplifying that. So congratulations to all the award recipients. Now, the Newman Civic Fellows Award honors inspiring college student leaders who have demonstrated an investment in finding solutions for challenges facing communities throughout the country. Through service, research, and advocacy, Newman Civic Fellows are making the most of their college experiences to better understand themselves, the root causes of social issues, and effective mechanisms for creating lasting change. These students represent the next generation of public problem solvers and civic leaders. They serve as national examples of the role that higher education can and does and must play in building a better world. I'm extremely proud to announce that this year's Newman Fellow is Miss Anya Brumer. Anya, a junior social work major, is a student leader in campus efforts to improve the academic achievement of at-risk K-12 students in an urban school community where over 2/3 of the students live in poverty. During her sophomore year, Anya provided over 400 hours of direct service to local community partners as a part-time AmeriCorps member. Her service as an academic tutor and mentor inspired her to develop an after-school dance program for children enrolled in a middle school wraparound program. Anya currently mentors 2 high school students and participates in 3 collegiate mentoring programs to encourage academic success and persistence. As the president of a praise dance ministry and the philanthropy chair of a student faith-based organization, Anya is mobilizing a group of student leaders from other faith-based student organizations to start an interfaith community service initiative. Additionally, she is co-founder of the university's Step Dance Team, which performs throughout the year for campus and community events and raises funds for several nonprofit organizations. And if you haven't been able to catch a performance of that, I highly recommend it. Anya shows great potential for effective and long-term civic engagement by being a shining example of an individual who puts her principles into practice and inspires other students to serve. Congratulations, Anya. Great work. Keep it on. Okay, so proud of you. Now, not only is the university fortunate to have so many civically and passionately engaged faculty, staff, and students, but our alumni are equally involved in making the region a better home for its residents. One such leader and a recent MU alumnus, I mean recent, real recent, joins us as our keynote speaker this evening. State Representative Jordan Harris was elected to the state legislature on November 6, 2012, representing the 186th Legislative District in Philadelphia. Prior to being elected to the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, Harris was appointed as the Executive Director of Philadelphia's Youth Commission, where he advised the mayor, city council, and other key decision makers on issues relating to the city's youth and young adults. Harris earned his bachelor's degree in governmental and political affairs right here at Millersville University. He also holds a master's degree in education from Caprini College and is currently a doctoral candidate in educational leadership at Newman University. Before pursuing a career in public service, he worked as an educator in the Philadelphia public school system. He was also instrumental in designing Slam Dunk, a summer program that assisted over 600 high school students in meeting credit requirements for graduation. Named one of the Philadelphia Tribune magazine's 10 people under 40 to watch in 2011, Representative Harris is sought after to discuss youth leadership and development at universities, churches, and on other platforms across the nation. Harris is an informed advocate for the improvement of the educational system. He is passionate about a myriad of issues that affect the district he serves, including equal and quality education, employment and job creation, vocational training and job readiness programs, the rights and care of senior citizens, minority inclusion, bidding reform, and prison system reform. Representative Harris is currently president of the board of directors at Lincoln Day Educational Center, the oldest continuously operating African-American day school in the country. He serves as a trustee of the Richard Allen Preparatory Charter School, a member of the board of the Hardy Williams Foundation, Hardy Williams Education Fund, and on the boards of the Ruby Bridges Foundation and the Christian Street YMCA. He is a member of the Phi Beta Sigma fraternity and Prince Hall Free and Accepted Masons Cephas Lodge number 98. Now I have to tell you, since I've been president of Millersville, this gentleman is such a phenomenal supporter of Millersville University. Every time I see him, including tonight, he said, anything I can do to help you, just let me know. When you call, I'm here. And he's here tonight. So please welcome Representative Jordan Harris as our 2015 Distinguished Alumni Award recipient. Come here, I got something.
Sure.
We gotta have a photo.
Wow. Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, that's kind of, we can do that again. Good evening. This is one of those mama, I made it moments, Got to put this on Instagram. President Anderson, to my good friend Hiram Martinez, to all of the organizers of this event, and to all of the award recipients, I say good evening. And to the award recipients, I say congratulations. It wasn't that long ago that I roamed the hallways of Millersville. And it's crazy because this building and several other buildings have changed dramatically since I've been here. One of the reasons why I came to Millersville, and I'm going to tell you the truth, is when I was a high school senior, I came up for an overnight visit. And right outside, because before we had parties outside the SMAC, now I think y'all have parties in other places. But anyway, I came up as a high school senior, and I'm like, wow, Millersville, fairly decent party, good campus, and the academics are good too. So, it's a win-win for everybody. I'm a South Philly boy. I had never lived in a rural area. So I remember one of the first days I was in Gilbert Hall my freshman year, and I remember the first day walking out and seeing all of the geese just walking around. You know, I didn't know what was going on. I was a little nervous. And then the beautiful smell of manure was definitely an eye-opener for me. The reality is, though, some of the best years of my life thus far have happened here on this campus at Millersville. I grew not only as a student, but I grew as a person. I grew as a leader. I developed friendships and bonds that I maintain to this day. And interestingly enough, there's many folks and friends that I had who were government majors work for the state government. So oftentimes when I need to talk to somebody, I'm calling somebody I went to school with. It was funny, 2 weeks ago, I introduced a bill to keep bars open to 4 a.m. So hear me out. There's a point. As my pastor would say, I'm going somewhere. The point is, it's an archaic law. The liquor laws in Pennsylvania, in my opinion, are archaic. And we should be changing them and giving local governments the opportunity to decide. So if Millersville wants to do it, fine. If Lancaster wants to do it, fine. If Philadelphia wants to do it, fine. The reality is there are, most of the world-class cities across the world, they don't shut down. LA doesn't, Miami doesn't, Vegas doesn't, San Diego doesn't, Alaska doesn't. We're older than Alaska. But anyway, the reality is we have a $2.3 billion budget deficit. We need revenue. That was one of the ideas. So anyway, the point of the story was somebody from the Liquor Control Board called my office for me. And he happened to be a gentleman, he works in the legislative affairs, that I actually had government courses with here at Millersville University. So, the relationships that I created here, I still maintain to this day. The experiences that I had have changed the course of my life. I was a study abroad student here at Millersville. I spent a semester in London at London Metropolitan University with the Book Millers, and I still have friends in London who ask me to come back. I still have friends all over the world. A friend of mine who I studied with in London, her dream, she's Kenyan, her dream was to get her medical degree and then go back to Kenya and open up a hospital to provide free services for folks in her native land. And she's doing just that. I'll be traveling to Kenya soon to see what I can do to lend a hand to support. That all started here at Millersville. I was a member of the Student Senate. I was the first student appointed to the board of the Millersville University Foundation. I was also a member of the board of Student Services Incorporated, all here at Millersville. Millersville took a young, bright-eyed boy and turned him into a young, even brighter young man. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Now, enough about me and my time at Millersville. I'm supposed to say something inspirational. Leaders, something that you all have been called and deemed today. And leadership takes many signs. A lot of times people think you have to be a positional leader. I'm a positional leader. I'm elected, I got my name on a parking space. That's actually pretty cool. Driving to the state capitol with your mama, and you pull up to your parking spot and it says, the Honorable Jordan A. Harris. I was like, Mama, look, my name. These folks didn't put my name on the wall. Anyway, there's positional leadership. President of a university, president of a company, president of an organization. There are those type of folks, okay? From position alone, you are a leader. And then there are those who just lead. Regardless of the title, regardless of the fanfare, they always find something to do, and they do it to the best of their ability. Those leaders are usually transformational leaders. Dr. King is probably one of what I consider one of the greatest Americans to ever live. Dr. King never held an elected office. Dr. King never put his name on a ballot. Yet Dr. King was probably one of the most transformational leaders this country has ever seen. And it came from a passion and a desire that met with the opportunity. And I submit to you tonight that all of you will leave this place and you will leave this university at some point. 4 years, 4.5, 5, hopefully not 6. Never mind. I remember one time I came back with somebody who was here for 7 years. I'm like, you on the long track, brother. He's like, I'm making it. Well, right on. But the reality is when you leave here, there will come a time where you will be put in a situation where you will be called on to lead. It may be at work, it may be at home, it may be in your church, it may be in your community. And that leadership is not necessarily always the easiest thing to do. One of the things I think we lack in this world today is those who speak truth to power, who aren't afraid to say the unpopular things that need to be said that transform the world. It's one of the reasons why I always want to stay around young people. You know, I call young people successful fools. And here's why. The Bible says, whether you're Christian or not, just go with the parable. The Bible says, I call the young for their strength and the old for their wisdom. The reality is that young people have a foolishness that they can still actually make a difference. Think about that. Young people have a foolishness that they can actually still make a difference. When you get to a certain age, you start to worry about your mortgage, your spouse, your children. I can't take this chance because I have so much to worry about. It's typically the 21, 22, 23-year-old who throws caution to the wind, who is foolish enough to think at 19 and 20 that they can really make a difference in this world. But it is usually that young person that does. And that is all of you here today. And history supports that. There has never been a movement on God's green earth that has ever been successful without young people at the lead, not involved, at the lead of that movement. Think about the civil rights movement here in the United States. We oftentimes look at people like Rosa Parks, Dr. King, Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis, and we talk about them in this sanitized type of way. Dr. King was not 30, 40, and 50 when he was a leader. Dr. King was in his early 20s. By his mid-20s, he was already on the cover of Time magazine. Stokely Carmichael was 19 years old when he got involved with SNCC. Huey P. Newton was in his mid-20s when he started the Black Panther Party. It has never, ever been transformational change without young people not involved, but at the helm of the movement. Go to Soweto in South Africa. Those young people were rallying. They were high school students when they faced apartheid. Go to Tiananmen Square. Those were young people at the helm of leadership because they were foolish enough to believe that they could make a difference. Most recently in Egypt, we've seen young people using social media for more than posting pictures and videos of fighting, but posting messages of open rebellion to overthrow an oppressive government. Young people. It has always happened because of young people. So I say to myself today, what is it? What is it that can still change this world that we live in? And I submit to you today that it is actually all of you. You are what W.E.B. Du Bois called the talented tenth, the 10% of our society that is supposed to go back and reach back, Sankofa, go back and retrieve it and pull the others along. But understand that you're sitting here today is not about you. It's about all of the other people that your hands are now deemed to inspire. When I go back home to my district, it's not about how great I am, but it's about the little boy that's looking at me down the street, who may have never seen a man get up and put a suit on every day and go to work. Because I do, he can. Because I do, he can. Because you are, we all can. The mindset of leadership is that it's no longer about you, but it's about the others that you bring along with you. So if I can impart anything in you today, I say take the awards home, be happy, be glad, but think tomorrow, what else can I do to inspire someone else to move their life forward? We may never have that one transformational leader again. And I don't believe we need that. I believe in small pockets across Pennsylvania, small pockets across this country, there will be young people just like you who take on the mantle of moving this nation forward. Whether it's the psychology club or the cycling club, everybody has an opportunity to be a leader. And I would be remiss if I didn't use this opportunity to talk about something that's going on just 80 miles from this university. Let me say this. The views and opinions that you're about to hear of those of Representative Jordan Harris, not those of Millersville University, its president, or its management. The events that are happening in the city of Baltimore, just 80 miles from this university, 30 miles, just 30 miles from the center of our nation's government. The incidents that are happening in Baltimore are troubling, but not surprising. And let me be the first to say that I do not condone violence. I do not condone rioting, but I also do not condone the oppression, suppression, and systematic depression of people. Poverty, undereducation, lack of job opportunities has Baltimore, like many other cities in the same situation. You have them creating a powder keg of frustration and despair. And in the city of Baltimore, it was the death of Freddie Gray that ignited that powder keg. We watch CNN, we watch TV, and we see people talk about the young people that are rioting, and we call them criminals, we call them savages, we call them everything but children of God. We call them every other name possible. But Dr. King, again, who I said I believe is one of the greatest Americans, said this. He said, "It is not enough for me to stand before you tonight and condone riots. It would be morally irresponsible for me to do that without at the same time condemning the intolerable conditions that exist in our society. These conditions are the things that cause individuals to feel that they have no other alternative than to engage in violent rebellion to get attention. And I must say tonight that riots is the language of the unheard." Who will be our leader? Who will be our leader? As we look at what's happening just 80 miles away from this university, we see news media is focusing on the small population of people who are rioting, but they forget and ignore the large population of peaceful protesters that fill the streets of Baltimore. Why is that? Because as long as you focus on the small population of those that are rioting, you can call them animals and savages and not have to deal with the situation that has actually caused the 10,000 to come and peacefully protest. As long as we focus on the rioting, we do not have to face our own America and talk about the pain and plight of people throughout this country who find themselves living in poverty, who find themselves being undereducated, who find themselves without any type of opportunity. As long as we focus on the rioting, we don't have to focus on the America that we've created, an America that itself was born out of rebellion. Must we have forgotten our history? That the Boston Tea Party was a riot. It was open rebellion against the British government. Washington, Thomas, all of our founding fathers who we revere, who we put on dollar bills. If America would have failed, they would have been treasonous, killed for the open rebellion. But because they were successful, we see them as revolutionary. We see them as the founding fathers of this country. This country was born in open rebellion because a people had gotten tired of the open oppression, the taxation without representation. Well, I tell you today, we are in open rebellion because of the oppression that many of our people are feeling across this country. Why do I bring this up? Because the question now becomes, what will we do as leaders to answer the question of our community? What will we do? We can sit in our homes and watch it on TV and thank God it is not me. But I submit to you that many of you will go home from this university to cities that are ripe for the same type of rebellion. The question becomes, who will be foolish enough to believe that they can make a difference? Soon, your foolishness will turn into fiduciary responsibilities. A mortgage, car notes, paying back Fannie Mae and Freddie, and all those people who call my phone and get the ignore button. You will have those responsibilities. I submit to you that while you're still in your free and foolish stage, you foolishly decide that a difference must be made, and it must be made by you. God bless you.
Mr. Representative, thank you for an inspiring speech. That was absolutely a great message to our young people here tonight. To be foolish after final exams are over and go out and make a difference. Be foolish in 10 days, and then you can be foolish all summer of making a difference. So let me thank you all again for coming this evening to our Civic Engagement Awards for all of our students, the Student Award winners, the Faculty and Staff Award winners, and our community partners. This is absolutely a great event for us to recognize those folks and a great way to celebrate our deep commitment here at Millersville to be civically engaged and to serve all of our communities. Folks, have a great evening, and thank you again for attending.